All right, everybody, we are just now streaming and sharing my screen. We're just now about to go live and just getting things situated here. Uh, 1 second. I'm actually going to give people a chance to join. So let's just take the first few minutes. And actually, I need to connect right now here. Let me scroll this as it looks a little distracting. But yeah, check out Insiders, Dropshipping Insiders, insiders.dropshipfunnels.com. And I'm going to connect Instagram Live. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully you can. And I'll try to scoot over a little bit to the mic. But it's streaming to multiple platforms right now. And this is going to be what to sell Wednesday. So I'm thinking to make a theme for each of the live sessions here. So we'll take 30 minutes out of the day, out of the workday. I tell you, man, things are popping off, things are busy. And but let me connect Instagram here real quick. Boom. All right, we are on Instagram Live as well. How's it going, guys? So, but if you want to see the screen, so we're now streaming live. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, and actually drop your questions in the meantime here. So let me just type in the chat. Drop your questions, and also let me know how the audio is. And I'm gonna ask, how's the audio? So you can see we're getting a little bit better at this. We see Instagram joining. Johnny, the Ripper, Danny, how's it going? So yeah, things are popping off, and we see people on YouTube. So we're streaming to YouTube, 3 different Facebook groups, Periscope, and LinkedIn. And welcome all you guys. So definitely, if to start out with, tag somebody who needs it, so we can see in the lower or this side on this side, and so tag somebody who you think needs this. Share it with someone as we're just getting things started. But this is going to be, now I'm going to be doing themes for each day. So it's Ask BMac, 30 minutes out of my day I'm taking out here just to like really help you guys. The theme for today is related to what to sell. So what to sell Wednesdays, trying to find things to rhyme. So I'm actually going to be diving into some of the things here, some of the tips related to just finding winning products. People want to know what to sell, things like that. So I'm going to go over a lot of different aspects of different things. And actually, before I jump into it, I mean, we're just going to do this live, but I say as we're doing this, throw out some questions and any ideas that you want to explore as we're proving it out, because we're actually just letting the data guide us here. There's no guesswork. So, but one of the things I wanted to point out, this is the kind of stuff that we do within our insiders group. And in the insiders group, we actually leverage a lot of the paid tools that we have. So, Ecom Hunt, Viral Vault, Ad Spy, Worldwide Brands, Intelligence is a new one that we're using as well. So a lot of paid tools that you're able to leverage off of this, and that's all a part of our insiders group, which is really cool. So, but let's even cover some of the free techniques, which is actually very easy to do as well. Those are good indicators, because the name of the game here is getting in front of the trends. So you in this case here's a site that's called Trend Hunter. It's trendhunter.com. Let me know if you guys can see that. It's on the screen if you guys see it. And yeah, somebody said that this is cool. This is actually really cool stuff. So let's click into here. And I'm just going to click on fashion as an example. We see what kind of stuff are popping up here. So just by clicking on fashion, we're going to see, okay, here's the top 100 shoes trends in April. The top 100 shoes in April. And is Zoom working? Oh, thanks for reminding me. Let me jump into the Zoom call. Thank you for the reminder. 1 second. Hold on. I got caught up with everything and I didn't think about enabling the Zoom. So related to Zoom, and let me just launch this here. Related to Zoom, you guys can actually join and ask questions live. So I see a couple of people in Zoom already, which is awesome. Hold on tight, and we can see if we can bring you into the Zoom session as well. So really cool stuff. So let me get set up here, and we'll get to the questions as well. So one of the things to mention is that you guys can actually connect via Zoom. If you're watching the screen right now, there's a Bitly link. It's Ask BMAC Zoom, and it's Bitly. Uh, bit.ly/ ask bmac zoom, and you can actually join the Zoom call as well, which is really awesome. So let's see, let's actually give it a try since we're about to dive in and see how that works here. And people are dropping questions, which is cool. Daniel, since we're getting close to the end of this quarantine, do you think people are starting out or starting drop shipping late? um There's both. I wouldn't view it as late, but you definitely want to get in front of the curve. Related to the e-commerce space, this is what I'd like to say is that people will, Tony Robbins says it best. They'll take action either through inspiration or desperation. But now's a point to really get serious about your side hustle, to get serious about making online money, and the way to do that is definitely to jump on the space, become an expert marketer. A digital marketer is the future for sure. And you want to get in front of the curve. And right now, what you guys are witnessing is that a lot of people, and it says it's not letting me in. Somebody's saying not letting me in. So there's going to be a waiting list, and I'll be sure to bring you guys in one at a time on Zoom. So hold tight on Zoom if you guys are sitting there, because then I'll bring you in one at a time for conversation, for questions. But yeah, the point I was going to get at to answer that question for Daniel, which is that it's never too late. Like the saying goes, it's like, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. So you take action now. You can't look backwards, but the thing is just to start taking action, start plugging in. And if you're plugging in with this live session, the group and things like that, you're in the right space. The podcast, taking off. There's a whole year's worth, over 50 different $1 million drop shippers that have their own success, sharing their own stories. This stuff's a real deal, and it's been happening and taken place over the past, say, few years, folks. I mean, what's really changed up to this point is that you now have all the power at your fingertips. You don't need a coder or techie anymore, like me, to build out your stuff, because it's all at your fingertips now. You can click and create and launch without needing to have a coder or no coding. You don't have to be a techie. And then now you have power of Facebook. You can reach millions of eyeballs around the world, hyper target into specific groups. And you have that at your fingertips, just like the big corporations do. And then now, what we're doing today is finding wholesale prices on products and what's selling. And we have all that at our fingertips, just like the big corporations do. So you put all that together and you're in business and you can make money. And the name of the game is like to keep testing, stay in front of the curve. It doesn't matter if you're just getting started now, or even if you've been trying it out for a year or so. But either way, it's about staying with what's current, because what has happened over this point as well is that now, with this big shift and all these big changes, it pretty much levels a playing field again. There's new things that are trending. There's new things that are going. So you want to start jumping in and get in front of the trends, and that's what's important, and that's what's key. This is a good site right here, which is called Trend Hunter, and I was going to start diving into it, but let's take Andreas in here and see how he's doing. Let's see if we can bring him into the call. We'll answer a question live. So I'm going to admit him into here. I don't see. We'll give him a chance to join. Andreas, let me know when you can hear, and I'll let you know when I can hear you, and we'll bring them in on the call. So this is your chance, guys. You can actually join via Zoom. Just there's a waiting list, so I will answer questions one at a time as we start diving to. Andreas, let me know if we can hear you. Okay,
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
how's it going, bro?
Good, good. Oh,
You're
so
on
my
SBMac Live, Tech Money Talks Live. That's cool stuff, man. Yeah.
yeah. So my question was how do you decide like whether a product is evergreen or not? Like, if it's not like a seasonal thing.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, good question. And so an evergreen product is something that basically something that has a longevity. Like you see interest. Like you'll see even within Google Trends, which we'll get into. Um
yeah.
in Google Trends itself, let's actually even pull it up on the screen. I'm not sure if you can see my screen live here,
Uh,
but even within Google Trends, you could see certain topics. So let's just type here. So let's say um, here we had up here shoes. So let's pull up these shoes here and see what's kind of
uh,
trending in these shoes. So I'm just gonna pull this up as an example that okay, we have there's ergonomic shoes, extravagant shoes, all these different type running shoes. So let's even take running
yeah,
shoes as an example. And here's even a topic: cross country running shoes. So really it's just like any topic, but you can see, here's the
yeah,
interest over the past 12 months, but then let's look at how has it been over the past 5 years.
mm,
And boom, so we could see in this case it's seasonal almost, right? We could
yeah,
see the spike and see a spike and see a spike. So for the e-commerce person, as you're thinking, you know when's the best time that you should do that product launch and be all
yeah,
ready for the product launch? Is it like before the spike or after the spike or during? Most likely it's going to be before, right? So it's
yeah,
like it's during these downtimes when you're making the preparations to get in front of the curve. So that's kind of the saying, get in front of the curve. And this is when you be thinking about building out that product launch, having things ready, because as it's in the upward trend, you want to catch this upward trend. And
yeah,
when
exactly.
products are in that downward trend, that that's pretty much not the time that you should be getting into it. And what you would do is just kind of let things ride out and monitor like your ad sets as things begin to progress further over time. And let me just toggle this here on for Instagram. If you could see, you
Uh,
could see the trends here that we're pulling up on the screen. That
uh,
there's trends. So Google Trends is a free tool. It's a widely used tool that everybody should, it's one of those tools in your tool chest on the screen that
yeah,
there's that you should use on there. and,
yeah,
I'm hearing my feedback right now. Yeah, I'd say take a screenshot of being on live. But yeah, this is really great stuff for sure. And
yeah. I was trying to see the screen. Yeah.
yeah. So a really good question, for sure. And so basically, what are the type of products that are more evergreen? You'll see
Yeah,
some products that just kind of ride a high interest or maybe medium interest, say like, around 50% or so. So you would
yeah,
see, something that's a little bit flatter, but it maintains an interest. So you would see something that's more evergreen in that approach, um,
okay,
and that would be the way that you could find that out. A good indicator, you know, for that.
yeah,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, really good
Uh,
question. Well, awesome,
Alright.
man. Yeah, thanks for jumping in on the call, and I'll let you get back to the screen, and I'm going to dive in through a few tools here, unless you have any other questions that you had off the top of your head. But I'll
Uh, no, that was it for now.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna tune in now.
Awesome
Alright,
stuff, bro. All right, man.
alright. See you, man.
Okay. Yeah, great question. So on Zoom, you can actually join in with the live question. And this question was related to identifying evergreen products. And I would say Google Trends is definitely one to at least give you that indicator. Like, I mean, just quickly, I could look at the 5 years of data as far as interest for cross country running shoes. And we did that within a matter of minutes. So if you start to get a little bit specific on finding new trends and then doing your research as far as things, I mean, trends is the name of the game for sure. And what I'm pulling up now, going back to Trend Hunter, but you could see this gave us an indicator here. And then you start to look at, okay, well, what's related to these things? So here is talking about shoes, but let's look at tech here. Let's see what's actually inside the tech space. Top 50 pop culture trends. And let me see, is the screen big enough for you guys? Let me know if I need to make the screen bigger if you guys are watching, but I can make this bigger as well. And while I'm going through this, you guys are welcome to drop some questions in the meantime. And I'm going to say, go ahead and drop your questions on the chat or even join on Zoom and I'll bring you in. And so let's take a look at this top 50 pop culture trends. Modular athleisure. So I'm reading at the same time as I'm looking into this here. And okay, so they're giving top 50 pop culture trends. And this is interesting because, I mean, a lot of things tied to pop culture. And then when you can find related products to it, it's really powerful for sure. So I was looking at this athleisure. So think about that word, athleisure. There's so many people, especially now, this home fitness, athleisure, and it goes into like the, you know, stay at home, work out at home, stuff related to that is things that are popping off in my mind. Just taking a look here. Cheeky toilet paper shortage solutions. So, just like you said, right? There's a toilet paper shortage solution. I don't know if you guys saw like in the past where, I was already launching the bidets, and within that sales funnel, people were buying up the bidets because there's a shortage of toilet paper, and what's solutions for it. So your mindset should be, what can I do to be a problem solver, a solution finder, right? So toilet paper shortage, what are you going to do? Bidets is an obvious one, and people were buying it up. And when I talk about the sales funnel, one of the first things, let me see if I have an example here. One of the first things, you could see a little picture of this, is that one of the things that we start with is called a quantity boost. So in the quantity boost, the mindset there is that, you know, tapping into the psychological buying habits of the shopper. And immediately when they come in, we tell them, okay, well, there's a limit. And especially right now, you guys are seeing that if you're going to stores. Even if you're going to buy toilet paper stores, what do you see there now? Quantity limit. There's a limit. And what do people want to do? They want to buy they're going to buy the limit, and they want to buy more than the limit. And why is that? Because psychologically, people want to do something that, people told them that they can't do. And when it comes into e-commerce and the buying space, it's the same thing. So in our sales funnels, when people come in, the very first thing that they see is that, okay, wait, there's a limit. The maximum you can get is 5. And they're like wondering, okay, well, they initially came in through like an ad thinking that they're going to buy one. We just told them, well, wait, there's a limit. Maximum you can get is 5. Now they're wondering, why can't I have more than 5? And that's going on through their head as they're now opting in to buy 5, to buy 3, or so on. So they're buying multiples, and that's happening 50% of the time, which is really awesome. So it taps into the psyche of the buying habits of the shopper that's coming to your store, which is cool. So here, clicking on this, let's see what they're pointing out here. Toilet paper shortage and solutions. So I think this will go into let's see, they're just kind of pointing out the idea. So there's a whole article here to dive more into it. But I won't take too much time in this particular topic. But this goes to point out, I mean, we're on number 48 out of 50. So you can see all these things. And I'm trying to be, I want to touch on some other things related to time here. But you can see how ideas will start popping off for sure. This is just one of a bunch of things that we can do. And it's part of the process. And it's something that you should schedule within your own like daily routine. If you're a professional drop shipper, e-commerce, one of your things is to be on the edge, to start looking for product trends, to know, when you should enter into the space and when is it, the data will let you guide you when it's time to exit. So there's stuff related to beauty, more beauty. And I mean, that's a good indicator, folks. Like, think about that. You know, uh, Related to beauty, women aren't allowed to go to the salon right now. So their nails, their hair, and so on, they now need to take care of that at home. And what do they need to do? So, do you think there's going to be less buying of this stuff or more? Most likely there's going to be more. And it's like that kind of do it yourself, do it at home. And what products can you find that's easier, faster, and better, and so on? I mean, that's really important. So, beauty is definitely a space for sure. And I'm just scrolling through here. Rental movies they're talking about. So, there'll be side ideas here for sure. Face masks. Well, the face masks are growing now. I mean, you see a trend in the face masks that are taking off because now I think, face masks is eventually going to be a fashion icon. And actually, let me see if I can pull this up here. It's going to be really, really cool. So I'm jumping over here. Hold on. So I just bought this. This is from Ethica. And it's like a fashion face mask here. And you can see these things are going to be, fashionable for sure. And it's funny I'm doing this live, but this is from Ethica. And if I pull up Ethica, let me see. But I would say, it's probably going to be part of the future as far as, things that are becoming masks are going to be a fashion trend. The concept of print on demand is going to be huge. So imagine, this is basically like a print on demand related to the face mask basically. And I'm trying to see if I could pull up the site to share with you guys here. I do see it, but I don't see their promotion for this. Let me see if I can find them on Instagram real quick because I think it's actually pretty cool. So Instagram, I think it's Ethica. And I'm not an affiliate of Ethica or whatever. I just think it's cool stuff that they do. And e-commerce. And in this case, it's a form of print on demand. So let me just toggle the screen here and you'll see what I'm talking about. Uh, yeah, it's a form of print on demand, and it's something that you could you can see how trendy it gets, and all of a sudden. So imagine creating your own brand related to it. Look at the stuff that they do. Um, you know, it's basically like print on demand underwear. Here now they just tapped into masks because masks is becoming the next fashion icon. So here they do underwear, or here we go, athleisure. So the fitness stuff, things like that. So they've done this very well, very branded site, and really took off. But it's something that you could think about as well as you're doing your own thing, which is getting in that branded space. So we could see here's being confirmed in the trends that the trends are going through. Um, and it's just something that's going to take off. So, like I said, these type of masks is going to be the next fashion trend. You want to get in front of that. Start thinking about the POD and let me know if you guys like it. We could do a session on print on demand and how you can actually get just a whole bunch of stuff related to um, mock-ups, like model mock-ups of your print on demand products videos, and so on. There's a whole bunch of techniques there. I use it as upsells. So when I talk about the sales funnels and people come in, say for a particular product, some of the upsells are the print on demand, but also some of the print on demand could be the front facing product as well if it's viral enough. But it's a really cool thing for sure. I think it's really awesome. So let's scroll through. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop any questions in there. And then, are they general store? The Ripper. Ethica is, I don't think they're a general store. They're like a branded, kind of branded store for sure. Basically they had focused on the underwear prints, which is they're really known for. And they took the step where they got celebrities to basically promote their thing. And now look at what they're doing. I mean, with this, where they got, okay, it's like the underwear and the mask to match. That's going to be the cool thing now. Let me show on this screen. Sorry. I thought you're looking at the same thing. So that's going to be the cool thing now, for sure. So start thinking about your own brand. Drop shipping just doesn't, and with print on demand is basically, I view it as a form of drop shipping. People can argue the semantics of it, but it's basically, you're not buying the inventory. Print on demand, it's on demand. So you collect retail price and the cost to use wholesale price, and you have these things printed and shipped to your customer. To me, it's a form of drop shipping, and it's something that you should have. It's another tool in your tool chest that you'd use to make money online, basically. So it's something that you should do. Other companies have done it successfully. In this case, they focused on underwear and socks and athleisure in the past. And now you could see what's the recent trend. I mean, look at their top 6 posts. It now has masks, and I was actually one of the consumers as well. So that goes to show it works. And but really cool thing. So I would say one of the tips here. There's a lot of things that I can go through. I mean, I can run off the things I wanted to dive into. The Shopify exchange. We got worldwide brands, ecom hunt. A lot of this stuff that I do within the insiders group. So that's something that you can actually plug into. We got 7-day free access there. We do live workshops. But in this case, Trend Hunter, I think, is a really cool thing. It's free. It's something that you can get into. Like you can see, we're down like 30 items, and already there's ideas popping off. The name of the game, folks, is get in front of the trends. So that in combination with Google Trends, you take that, you could see, where's the timing? Well, right now, look at this. So when's the last time it peaked? It peaked around August. When was it about to peak? June. So between here, it's like the spring. So the spring months is when you want to start formulating that product launch, because once you get to the beginning of June, boom. And that's the trend. So right now we're in the spring months. And if you're interested in, something related to cross-country running, there's going to be the whole interest there. Get in front of that. You get in front of the curve. That's the name of the game. And you do that by watching, these trends here, getting ideas, exploring it, looking at the history. And you do this over and over. And when you find the trends, when you find the winners, I tell you, it becomes a slam dunk and easy to start producing these $1,000 days because you got the products. And especially if you know how to make irresistible offers with like sales funnels and things like that. So that's the end here. Let me see if we got one more question. Can you please, how can I stay above price? Most of the things I want to drop ship are already on eBay and very, very cheap. Very good question. Chris, how do I pronounce your name? Atem Christabel? Very good question. The number one thing is that you are not competing against eBay. You're not competing against Amazon. Related to Shopify drop shipping, and especially with the way that I do it with funnels, is that we are targeting the impulse buyer. So everybody on eBay, Amazon, they're only competing on price. They think they're in the business of only selling products. So it becomes a race to the bottom. So like you said, the price is already very cheap. Well, the shoppers that go to Amazon and eBay, they're what I call calculated buyers. So they're searching in the search box for those things. But imagine you find the impulse buyer because they're interested in running and you caught them before the trend because they're thinking about it. You're getting into the psyche of the shopper here, and you capture the impulse buy where you show something that's viral and you make them an irresistible offer, because we're in the business of making irresistible offers, not just competing on price. So number one is, because I know how to make a better offer, I can sell it at the like regular retail price that they expect to pay, and because they feel like they're getting this much more value, I could sell it at that price. And then number two is that they're not the calculated buyer, like I said. They're the impulse buyer that finds it basically because it came through their feed. So those are two reasons why, and it's very very important. But one, being a better marketer and knowing how to not compete on price because you can make a better offer. And making a better offer does not mean lowering the price. That's everybody else that is on eBay and Amazon because they think they're only in the business of selling products, and that's why their only leverage is to compete on what? Price. And that's why it becomes a race to the bottom till it's not profitable anymore. And that's why you ask that question. So what you want to do is get your marketing cap on and really think about, okay, how can I make an irresistible offer? How can I make this product seem larger than life? And why would people be willing to pay something more for what's perceived as a good deal or a premium product? And it's because you put a better brand, you put a better marketing effort on what you're selling. That's the name of the game, folks. But all right, so we're gonna call it a end here. And if you guys like the stuff, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe, share it, and tag it with somebody, because we're talking about these things, how to make money. One of the new things coming out is actually, because we're getting a lot of requests, it's basically how to make money with no money. That's becoming a common thing right now because there's a lot of people that, hey, what if I don't have money for ad spend? What can I do? We're going to do that on Monday. So I'll be sure to tap in on Monday, but we're going to have different days themed out now for the Ask BMAX. So 30 minutes, different themes on it. Today was what to sell, and we covered quite a few things here, but there's all going to be different themes. So join us tomorrow, and things are going to be really great for sure. But I'm going to end it here, folks. Be sure to like, share it, plug in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So Instagram, I'm signing off. Take care, guys. I just signed off Instagram, and we're going to sign off on the YouTube live. So let me stop streaming here. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.